What's going on, everybody? Welcome to today's episode of the Fourth Quarter Podcast. I'm your host, Kobe Hicks, and this is
The GOAT, bruh. GOAT. Tom
the
McFucking
ugly,
Diavolo.
probably the
The
ugliest
fucking
host
GOAT.
in, yeah, probably the ugliest host in podcast history. But that's okay. We still love him at the end of the day. If you guys have been tracking, this is probably the craziest NBA offseason. Probably since I'd say when LeBron joined the Lakers. Um,
2019, 2019.
yeah. Let's start off obviously with your team. Um, how do you feel about the JB trade?
Bro. Um, I was someone who think he needed to be traded, not because I think he's shit, but just because of the new CBA rules. I don't think you can build a team around two people making 65 plus million a year.
Because wasn't
Fucking
he up for
shit
an
ass
extension?
CJ. At in the end of this month, yep, 2 years, 142 million more on
Damn.
top of the 60 plus he's already making right now. Um, I just don't think you can build a team like that. Like once Philly pays VJ Edgecombe and fucking Maxi and then gives JB that extension, and then Embiid will be up for an extension. If they all get their maxes, like VJ gets the rookie max, Tyrese gets his max, JB gets his max, and Embiid gets like the 2 year or whatever max, they'll be. I seen something that they'll be at uh like 211 mil, and the second apron is supposed to be 220 mil. So they'd have 9 million for the rest of
The
for
roster.
another like 10 players. Yeah, they'd have 9 million for 10 players, which is obviously not, or they're going to be in the second apron.
But that's next year though, right?
But no, that's in like a few years. Like I think VJ will
Yeah.
be up for his in like next year or 2 years, and then I know Brown is eligible for that extension like at the end of this month. He's able to get the 2 years, 142 million. Um, and that's paying him because after he's gonna turn 30 before the season starts. So that'll be his age 34 and 35 season where he's gonna be making 70 plus million a year. Um, and I just don't think with the CBA, I don't think you can build a team like that anymore. Before the CBA, I don't see no problem with it. As long as your owner's willing to pay the luxury tax. But now with the second apron, no team wants to face the consequences. I just would have liked to get like younger players. Um, like I guess like thinking about it, Paul George is gonna fit. I think maybe a little bit better just because of his off-ball shooting. He shot like 41% from three, like 2 years ago. Shot like 55% from three against us in the playoffs. I think he'll still give you like 17 a game, 18 a game, maybe even 20 if he's the second option. But uh, I would have liked to gotten younger, but I do like the two picks. That 2028 Clippers pick gonna be some gold because the Clippers are gonna be some shit.
I just
Um,
the only question I have about the trade is why trade them to a division rival? Like I get unloading the contract and I get, feeling like he needs to be traded. But right, in my head, this is telling me that Brad Stevens doesn't think you guys are contenders right now. Because not only did you trade him to a team that you just lost to in the playoffs, but a team that you have to play 4 times a year. So to me, that's Brad saying like, okay, we're gonna take a year off, maybe 2 years off, to gather, and then we're gonna go back to contending. Which is why I was telling you, is I don't think you. I think that trade knocks you guys out of being contenders because I don't think Brad would have traded him if you thought you guys could win now. I think this is Brad is pretty much saying you guys weren't good enough last year, so he's willing to take a couple years off of being contenders because that's the only reason that would make sense for trading him into a division rival because you're not going to trade him. Why trade him to a team you got to play 4 times a year?
well, I think I saw a thing that uh like Brad and JB spoke about it, and they were still uh like he didn't request for a trade, but they were talking about the trade like openly,
Yeah,
and Brad was fulfilling Jaylen Brown's wishes still for like teams he wanted to go to. So there was
yeah,
like a listed teams that offered like the Celtics, like the Pelicans, the Trailblazers, that Jaylen Brown just didn't want to go to, and so they still like honored that. Um, and then just like I think they were just like the Celtics are still trying to be competitive. Paul George has a player option at the end of this year, so if he has a good year, the Celtics can be like, okay, we'll give you another 2 year contract, but like 30 million instead of 50 million, because you're going to be what 38, 39 or
yeah.
whatever. And so that'll save us a lot of money. And then you sign somebody for in the next year's off season. Um, Still think we'll be good. Still think we'll win games. We won 56 games last year, and this year, this team that we have right now is better than what was playing in the regular season last year.
Yeah, but there's teams that now are better than you guys.
Yeah, and I think like that'll be like the hardest part. Um, like Philly, I think is going to be good. It just depends on the fit. The fit is a little weird because uh, Jaylen Brown doesn't really do much off ball. He'll do some like cuts here and there, but he's not like an off ball shooter like Paul George was. Um, and I think Jaylen Brown is someone who clearly wants to be the main guy on the team. He said this year was his favorite year of his career, even though he has a Finals MVP and won a championship and blew a 3-1 lead. He said it was his favorite year of his career. Um, so I don't know how like the Sixers will deal with like a second team All NBA player who wants to be the best player on the team coming in.
I mean,
Um,
he will be like Maxi's good, but he will be the best player on the team. Um,
yeah,
but
I'd agree that he's the best player on the team. It's just it's
I
different when you're
think,
joining someone rather
yeah,
than being there the whole time.
but I think they'll be better just due to like Jaylen Brown is somebody that like when there's negative or surrounding his name or negative surrounding like something involving him, he tends to play a lot better. And I think like just like how everybody thought you guys would be out of playoff contention this year, or be like tanking because Tatum didn't play, and then you guys end up being a second seed, right? So all that stuff that like people didn't want him, and people were saying that he's like the seventh best player on the team. I think he very well could have a year, maybe 1 or 2 points lower, just because of the other scores on the team, but a year as good as last year. But I think he plays the Celtics, and I think he gives y'all 40 a game, damn near. Because I mean, I don't know. I think the Sixers get better, and right now the Sixers would be my favorite coming out of the East, just because of how loaded they are offensively. Like I think Joel Embiid doesn't have to do much but give you 14 and 10 a game. And then you got Maxey who's going to give you 25. JB is going to give you 25. Edgecombe can give you 18, right? So Oubre
My
losing
thing is like
well, go ahead.
there's like there's one ball to go around, and I
Yeah,
have to see like the fit. Like the fit could easily just be like not as good
right.
as everyone like thinks it's going to be. But the other question I have about Philly is they have they signed Anthony Simons, which is great, but their depth is terrible. They don't have a backup big. They don't have backup wings. Anthony Simons is really their only guard coming off the bench, unless they want to play Phylon, who they just drafted. Um, their depth is going to stink. They lost Kelly Oubre. They lost Andre Drummond. They lost Quentin Grimes. Um, their depth is, yeah, I don't, but I think Philly will be good. I think the best two teams, I think the best three teams, you have to put the Knicks in there just because they just won the championship.
Right, and they
And
only. I
then,
mean, losing Mitchell Robinson to me is a big loss. Um,
but they brought in Andre Drummond, so they kind of. I think Mitchell Robinson is better as of right now,
just
but
because of
Andre
the
Drummond still can rebound.
Andre Drummond's going to fill the rebounding that Mitchell Robinson brought. But my biggest thing, Mitchell Robinson, what I told a lot of people is when they played Wemby with his defense, him being able to put a good defensive body, a strong body on Wemby and break Wemby down throughout the series, and you can tell that same thing he did with Moby, same thing he did with Allen. That's why I think it's a loss, but they really didn't lose nobody else. And then I would say the Raptors. I think the Raptors getting Kawhi.
That's what I was gonna say. The three teams are Knicks, Philly, Raptors on paper right now.
Yeah. And then I
Raptors,
would
I still have like questions about too. Like they're not I like the wings, RJ, Kawhi, and Scotty a lot. But then like Jakob Poeltl's your big man. I think he's serviceable. I think he's all right. You're not mad if he's
but
like
they could
playing
but I mean
minutes.
they could go small and you can put Murray Boyles at the five.
That too, and I think Murray Boyles was good. Um, but
I mean their depth is a
just
question too because they traded Grady Dick. They traded him to
the Clippers for Kawhi.
yeah the Clippers for Kawhi and then they still got Quickly but Quickly is got injury issues.
And that's one other thing I was gonna say is the guards.
Yeah.
Uh, I think quickly. I don't know how I feel about quickly.
I mean if you say if Quickly's healthy and you go Quickly and you go RJ, say you go RJ or Quickly RJ Kawhi Scotty, and then you go Jacopoto, and then you have Murray Boyles coming off the bench. I don't think that's bad with Quickly because Quickly is not going to be your number one option. It's obviously going to be Kawhi, and then you got RJ, and then you got Scotty. I think it works. I just got to see the biggest question mark to that team. Like, and I was telling somebody this. If Kawhi stays healthy like he was this last year, I think that team's the one or the two seed going into like the playoffs. If he's healthy, if he's healthy.
Yeah, like I think they're really good. I just don't know about like their bigs and their guards.
Yeah.
Like I would
And
have
then
liked it if Emmanuel quickly was more like of a defensive minded guard. Like if Jamal Shed improves, um, then that'll be fine. You're just like a 3 and D kind of guard because you already have Scotty, who's like your ball handler, the facilitator. You have Kawhi and RJ who can just go score. Um, they're going to be good on defense. Um, it's just the guards in the center. But
and then
every
so
team has like questions
questions.
pretty much. Like there's no like perfect, well-rounded team. Like say the closest one is still the Knicks probably.
As it stands right now, I'd probably go Knicks, Raptors, Sixers. I would probably go Detroit, and then the healthy Pacers, and then I would have you guys. I think Hallie coming back with Zubac, with still Pascal. The only person that really lost is Matherin. Um, I'm not too much on their contract situation. I'm pretty sure they still got Nimhard and Neesmith, right? I'm pretty sure they're still under contract.
Yeah, they are. They still have
So
them.
the Raptors
Um,
are like I know a lot about every other team. Like the Raptors, like the one team I feel like they're like secretive. Like you never know anything. Not the Raptors, but the Pacers. You never know anything about the Pacers, really.
yeah, I mean, I think the Pacers are going to be good. Um, still, I think
I mean, they
obviously
did
we'll
that
get to
dumbass
like
shit where they traded where they thought they were going to tank and then get that pick, and they ended up not getting that pick.
if they got that pick, I would have felt like a lot better about the Pacers. Um, they would have had a top. It was top four protected, so they would have gotten their wherever they landed. Um, added on to this team, but then they just kind of lost it for Zubat. Yeah, I think there's going to be a lot of good teams. Like, there's very few, I think, like terrible teams where like I have no faith in.
I was
Um,
actually excited about the Hornets, but I'm just confused on what they're trying to do. You go from a playing team, trade your point guard, and then you just traded for Dorian Finney-Smith. I'm not entirely sure what they're trying to do there, unless they're gonna start Kobe White,
yeah, I think it's going to be Kobe White, Khan, Brandon Miller. Um,
Nas,
Honestly, probably start Nas, yeah, and then Diabate probably, unless they want to start one of like the 3 and D wings they just got.
but I would
Like if
put
they want to
the
start like Royce O'Neal or Dorian Finney-Smith, they can. Dorian
I
Finney-Smith was a sleeper agent for y'all,
he
uh,
was.
and the
I would
Mavs
start.
really.
I would start. I mean, I would put the Wizards over them healthy. Um, I think it's funny because like I seen a thing this morning on Twitter. It was like was complaining the whole time for the Lakers about having a big, and Rob Pelinka just sent him DeAndre Ayton.
Yeah, but they still got Alex Shar.
Which I think Alex Sarr will probably start at the four. They'll probably start. They might start 80 at the four and
It
put Sarr at the
doesn't really
five.
even matter
And then you
which
got
one,
Aiden coming off the
four or
bench,
five.
but then you got Peterson with Trey, not Peterson, Debanza with Trey,
You still
by
have Trey
Bilal,
Johnson. You still have Keyshawn George. You still have Bilal.
Kula. Yeah, they're going to be good. The Wizards are going to be good.
Um, yeah, I'm saying like it doesn't really even matter which one they want to actually put AD at the 4 or the 5. They're both like Alex Shaw's like 7-3.
So, what
Uh,
teams would you say made the best free agency moves, trade moves this season? I have obviously the Sixers because I think getting JB puts them in contenders. The Raptors getting Kawhi, we've already talked about them, and then another team I have is the Suns. I like them getting Bridges, and I like them getting Kennard. Um, I think that kind of completes their team instead of having to put Dylan Brooks at the four, like they were most of the year. You can go Booker at the one, Green at the two, Brooks at the three, and then you got Bridges to play the four with Mark Williams, and then you got Kennard coming off the bench. Obviously, they lost Grayson Allen, but I'm not too sold on Booker being the one. But I do like that addition of getting Miles Bridges. I think that makes him a lot better. And then I know you don't. I know you don't like it, but I like what the Bulls have done. I don't think it makes them a contender, but getting Caleb Williams to get Norman Powell, I think helps that team a lot.
I mean, I still think they're just going to be smash. I don't like hate the moves. I just think they're going to suck. Like,
And then the Wolves
uh,
obviously getting Melo. I think that was probably the best move in the West so far.
I think the Wolves. It's not even the fact they got Melo; it's the fact that they got rid of Julius Randle from me. Uh, he's shit, and they're going to be a lot better off without him.
Yeah, for sure,
Uh,
for sure.
trying to think. I don't mind what. Trying to think of like different teams. Like I don't mind what the Spurs did. They got Tobias Harris. Um, re-signed like their vets. Got backup bigs for Wemby.
Terrence Reed.
Um, yeah, I don't mind what they did. I would like it even better if they traded Fox and let Dylan Harper be the guy. I was watching the playoffs. I thought it was clear as day. Fox was the worst guard on the team.
Yeah,
He
for
just
sure.
has the highest. He just has the highest contract and gets to take the most shots and like opportunities out of them. But I thought it was clear as fucking day. Um,
He for sure was. He for sure was the worst guard.
Knicks
And
fans started selling De'Aaron Fox jerseys, as in like a fucking putting his last name on a Knicks jersey. Like,
and then
uh,
there seems like the Heat, which I don't like. The Giannis trade was good. Obviously, the Giannis trade was probably the biggest trade. I just don't see them really being that good because there's nobody else. Like obviously
yeah, I think.
You're going to be good with Giannis and Bam and Wiggins. You're going to have you're probably going to be 6 and up with just those three if healthy, just because of what they bring defensively and offensively. But when it comes to like playoff time and depth, your starting point guard is a 6 foot Davion Mitchell.
And I think uh they need like a closer bad. Um like Giannis had Chris Middleton with the Bucks.
Right.
Like Bam had Jimmy. Um Bam and Giannis, I think they're gonna be great defensively. I think that's gonna be their best like trait. But man, they suck at shooting. Both of them. Bam was one of the worst shooters in the league. I'm pretty
And
sure
then
he was like bottom 10 in mid-range percentage this year.
and then Wiggins
Uh,
is I mean Wiggins is a good shooter, solid shooter with a 3 point, but
yeah,
Wiggins
Wiggins is a
is
good shooter, but he's more of like a catch and shoot player
yeah.
at like this age. Like they don't have no one off the ball or like who can get the ball and go get a bucket like not in the paint. Like teams are gonna sit there and load the paint for any of their forwards or guards because they're gonna dare Bam and Giannis to take the shot. Um, so I think their defense will be good, really good. Their offense, because even like their defense, they still got Davion Mitchell, great defensive guard. But man, I think their offense is gonna stink.
I think the Pistons had a good move replacing John Collins as well. Or not replacing John Collins. They got John Collins replacing Tobias Harris, so they got a little bit younger, a little bit more athletic. All they got to do is get that contract in with Dern. I was high on the Jazz until they let Walker Kessler go
Yeah, their rebounding is gonna fucking be terrible.
because Jaren
Jaron
Jackson
Jackson
Jr. is
Jr.
not a
pisses
rebounder.
me off because he is like 7 foot, long wingspan, athletic,
He
and he
don't
just
rebound.
doesn't want to grab any boards. Doesn't want to grab a single one.
So who's it
Ace
going to be?
Bailey might be their leading rebounder.
Laurie likes to rebound a little bit.
Or they got Nurkic, but I hate Nurkic
Yeah,
ass too. So
Nurkic is one of the three players I dislike the most in the league. Um,
Nurkic looks like he stinks like hot dog juice.
I mean, I'm just glad Rob Pelinka. I called the FBI on Rob Pelinka. And they must have talked to him because he got Gabe Vincent off the team last year and then just traded DeAndre Ayton. So he might be listening.
But that
He
was dominating.
no, get him in that crunk juice out of my face. I mean,
He
obviously,
was
let's talk
really
about what.
he was really putting Şengün in his place in the playoffs. You realize this whole starting five that won y'all the series against the Rockets, bro, is gone, bro.
Yeah, I don't care.
The whole starting five.
We didn't. But the only reason that like people like Rui and them were doing good is because our best player wasn't on the floor.
But Rui was solid. Like Rui solid. It's just the fact that he played with Braun, Luca, and Reeves. All he's gonna take is like catch and shoot looks. Braun, Luca. I mean, yeah, Braun, Luca, and Reeves is taking damn near
I mean,
60
Rui
shots a
hasn't.
game
I mean,
by
Rui hasn't
themselves.
signed yet, and they already said that we're looking to do something with Vando's contract where we extend it out over a couple years to create more money for ourselves to get
I've seen
somebody
that y'all
else.
might cut Vando, and sign Kaminga, which I would not do that if I was y'all.
No, I'd rather keep
I
Rui.
don't think I think Kaminga sucks too. There's a
I'd
lot of
rather keep
players I
Rui.
think suck. Um, Kaminga thinks he's like better than he is, bro. He don't shoot. He don't play defense for as athletic as he is. He just runs at the rim, puts his head down, and I mean it works for him. Like it
But you
helps
don't
him
think he'd be
score, but
better playing next to somebody like Luca though?
no, because they're just gonna dare Kaminga to shoot. Like Luca, you want shooters because he's gonna get a pick and roll. He's gonna get into the middle. You want lob threats and 3-and-Ds. You want a defensive lob threat and nothing but 3-and-D shooters around him.
Which is why I'd rather get Rui. Which is I'm not saying I like Kaminga. I'm just saying I'd rather get Rui. Um,
I would shine a lot of who I would shine a lot of people before fucking Kaminga. There's a reason why no team wants to pay him, and he just thinks it's crazy. I don't get it. The
I mean,
motherfucker wants
obviously,
like 30 million a year,
I mean,
dude.
obviously, the biggest suitors is. I mean, obviously, the biggest question is LeBron. Who do you think the best suitors are for LeBron? Because obviously, Rich Paul had a fucking board of all the NBA teams plus three teams in China with four teams in Mexico and nine in Puerto Rico. So
Well, it was really only like so. There's like 6 teams that he's like favored to go to. It's like the Timberwolves, Philly, the Knicks, the
if he's
Heat.
if what they
Yeah,
said is true and he's wanting to contend, I do not think the Warriors is the best move. I don't think he'll contend with the Warriors.
but I think the Warriors one makes the most sense because of like their timeline. Like they're already old as shit. Um, and I think like Braun getting them getting Braun would help a lot. They were a good team with Jimmy Butler healthy. Now they just need to be able to. I don't know if he's gonna come back. I don't remember when he got hurt. I think it was like December or January. I don't know if he's supposed to come back next year. But if I was Braun, just go back to the Cavs and call it a year.
But I think he would be able to contend with the Cavs though.
Yeah and no. I mean, James Harden shit. I have faith in James Harden in the regular season. James Harden shit. Uh, God, he's so shit
But
in the playoffs.
the ball would be out of his hands. Like you take the ball out of
But
James
you
Harden's
do
hand.
not want the. That's the problem. You don't want the ball. Can you hear me?
Yeah,
Something happened in my headphones. Uh, you need the ball in James Harden's hands because if the ball ain't in James Harden's hand, I mean he's utterly useless out there if the ball isn't in his hand. He's not sticking no defense. He's not like athletic and cutting and like he's not doing nothing. He is a pick and roll. Just God. If I was Braun, honestly, I think I would go to
now what if he goes to the Heat?
I think it would be better than what they have, but I don't think that would make them like contenders. I think honestly, if I was Braun, and it depends if he still wants to be like a key like factor. Like if I was just trying to win, I would sign with like Philly, and then have Nick Nurse tell him like just play defense and like throw passes. Like you don't even have to try to score 20 a game. Score 14 a game. Give me 7 assists, but try a little bit on defense. But if he wants to be like a part of the team, um, I kind of like the Timberwolves. I kind of like it.
I don't
You
think
can
he's going
catch.
to the cold. He's not going to the cold, bruh.
I mean, most of the teams, like other than like LA, I mean, not even LA, the Warriors and the Heat, the rest of the teams are in the cold, like
I
on that
know,
entire
bruh.
board.
But he got them old ass joints, bruh. And I really don't think he wants to go back to Cleveland. I mean, I think he would. I think he wants to win more than he wants to take money, which is why I don't know why he left. Um,
Cause y'all not fucking winning shit.
but I mean, if it wasn't about the money, then why leave though? Because we didn't give you the money you wanted. He said he was offended that we didn't offer him the 30 mil that he wanted, but then he goes into free agency and says that he's willing to take a pay cut to be on a contender. So I mean, I think he'll either be on the Warriors or the Cavs. I mean, I don't think he really. I mean, I don't know if he really wants to be on the Cavs, but I mean, another team like I see people putting him on is um, like you said, the Wolves, the Knicks. I think is one of them that they said the Knicks would. Like, because Rich Paul said that if the Knicks didn't win the finals, that it would have been no question he would have been on the Knicks. LeBron would have.
Yeah, I think part of it is like too like he doesn't want to. I don't think he wants to join the like the top teams. That's why like it's kind of hard for me to see like Philly and New York. because they're like two of the favorites right now without him. Um, that's why I can see like a team like the Timberwolves. Like most people would probably have what the Timberwolves maybe fourth, fifth in the West right
What
now.
about the Nuggets?
I don't mind the Nuggets. I don't mind the Nuggets at all. Um,
What if he just says fuck it and go to the Nuggets?
I I don't mind it for him. I think the Timberwolves should be best bet
Pick
though.
and roll. LeBron and Jokic running pick and roll and pick and pops is going to be deadly.
I just like
LeBron has never played with that good of a passer, other than Luke. He just played with Luke, but
you put Braun on Timberwolves. They got LaMelo and
and Braun,
Braun, Jaden
McDaniels,
McDaniels.
and Rudy
Go. That's solid.
with
That is solid.
Terrence Shannon off the bench, and then
If Dante DiVincenzo makes it back in time, um, Timberwolves just need a backup big. They need to go sign somebody.
I mean they just traded their big. I mean,
That's what I'm saying. They need one to back them up. But even Naj Reid really he's a big, but he's like he's big jelly. Like he's 6'10", but he plays like a guard. Like it doesn't make any sense.
but take Braun on the Celtics because I mean Tatum really needs all the help because Tatum's not gonna get the job done.
He's gonna get the fucking job. We're gonna win games regardless. 'Cause that's what the fucking Celtics do.
You already know how I feel about Tatum. So I'm telling you you said MVP once Jaylen Brown got traded, and I'm willing to wager that he doesn't.
This there's a stat. Let me see if it's still up.
I don't care
Here you
about
go.
that.
Hold on, bro.
Tatum hasn't played by himself with this team. You guys are worse now than the last time Tatum was played by himself.
Fuck no.
Yes, when you had Porzingis, Drew Holiday, Derek White, you had the whole team still.
That wasn't even like by himself. No, I wouldn't say that was by himself because we still had Jaylen Brown. I'm thinking the time when Jaylen Brown was serious time, and our starting lineup was um it was Romeo Langford, Evan Fournier, Jason Tatum, Daniel Tice was starting, and it was like it was terrible.
But that's not
That's by
like
your fucking self. That's by
no,
your
I'm
fucking
saying
own self, bro.
that's not when Tatum is really like Tatum now. Like
Yeah,
you swear
he
Tatum's
was
top
worse
three and he's
back then.
not.
He's worse back then, right? He was worse back then. He has 8 50-point games. He had four of them in a month span with that team. Four of them in a month with that fucking sorry ass team.
You swear he's top three in the league, and I don't see it.
He's complete. He ain't got a weakness.
No, he's
My
not
thing
top
is,
three. He's not a
my
top
thing
three
is,
player
people
healthy
will
though.
put low. My thing is, people put Jokic and Luka up there, and yes, they're better offensive players. They're offensive engines. That's what they do. But they are both two of the biggest cones. Jokic just gets the benefit of the doubt from all the slander because he's a big and he can sit in the paint. But like defense is half of the sport. Yes, I think offense is worth more than defense. Like if you have someone who's better on offense and slightly worse on defense, I think the offense outweighs it. But it's like my thing is you can't just be like the worst in the league on defense and still be like top three just because you put up offensive
But
numbers.
you can when you're averaging 34 and like 8 and 9,
But
and you're leading the league in scoring.
he plays in a system that allows him to do that. That's the whole point of a heliocentric system, is that you have the ball, you control everything. And I think a lot of top players, if they played in a system like that, would be able to put up crazy numbers. Maybe not as much as 34, 9, and 9, but easily 30 plus in 7 assists. And
Because
that being,
you said at minimum Tatum's coming this year to give 37 and 10. And he'll be in a system where he's going to have the ball most of the time because he is the number one facilitator, number one scorer. So what does that say if Tatum doesn't give you that?
I mean, it doesn't really say anything depending on how we like play. Like, if we play less like iso ball and more team basketball, running plays, um, he might not get it, but it still leads to like he's gonna have good numbers regardless. He has a season where he averaged 30 with Jaylen Brown, but that was an entirely different offensive system. So it's hard to tell. The last like 2 or 3 years, if you add up all the games without Jaylen Brown, he's averaging like 30, 10, and 6 without him. Um, Averaged 31 in the playoffs when Jaylen Brown was hurt in the playoffs. Um, it just really depends on like how they want to run the system.
My thing about Jason Tatum is he don't have what I see like a lot. And I know you say that you think he's a top five scorer in the league, which I extremely disagree with you. And the biggest reason is because I don't see that he has what a lot of top scores in the league or top scores of all time have, and that's when you have a mismatch on you, attacking that play, yeah, every time you get the ball, every possession. Tatum settles for a lot of bad shots. And
Yeah,
to
and that's
me,
Tatum's
when I
worst.
watch it, he settles because he's not able to get to the spot that he wants consistently.
Yeah, I think Tatum's shot selection is the worst thing about his game.
But part of that is not
But
be
it's be
like when you're settling for bad shots, it's because you're not able to get to where you want to get often. And how does
but
that
I
make him a
also
top five scorer? If he Shea never struggles to get to a spot. Luca never struggles to get to a spot. KD never struggles to get to a spot. They don't settle for bad shots because they can get to whatever shot they want to get to. And if they take it to
yeah,
bad, so
I
how
think
does
KD's the greatest scorer of all time. I think Shea is up there, and I think Luka's better offensively. But when we talk about like if you're talking about scoring, right? I'm not putting someone like Giannis who is a transition. He does most of his work in transition. Yes, he plays like some bully ball, but it's head and shoulders when Giannis needs someone to take shots for him at the end of the game to make jump shots, right? Um, Tatum's shot selection is the worst thing about his game, but I also think it's part of it is also the fact that the Celtics are one of the teams in the league who are very analytical. They are straight layups and threes. Um, that's all you want to take. That's all Joe wants to do is take threes and layups, which is part of why I think Jaylen Brown got traded because there was rumors that he would go like off script, like according to what the Celtics wanted to do, Jaylen Brown would go and kind of do his own thing. Um,
but that analytical system is shown to yes, you guys have won, but that team that you guys won with was roster wise constructed. I think it was not I wouldn't say a fluke season, but it's one of the better teams that we've seen. But then after that, you guys have fallen short running that system.
yeah, and I don't think a team like I think we're more analytical than we should be, but I still think analytics are uh analytics alone will win you games, and which is why we're going to win games. Because the thought is the probability of us. Analytics is all about probability. Threes are better than twos. Threes are better than like long twos or mid-range jump shots. That's what the league has come down to. So if I'm Tatum and I'm playing with Joe Mazzulla, they might be telling him, okay, when we come off a pick and roll, anytime the center's in drop coverage, just pull up for the three. Anytime um, you get a switch, because against like smaller guards, he will post up, especially if he doesn't like have the ball and he gets the switch off. Like because Tatum sets screens, he does everything. If he gets a smaller guard in him, he will post up and like take a fadeaway or something. But like 2025, 2024, 2025, I'm pretty sure Tatum was the only player in the league. Um, I know he was at one point, but I'm not sure if he finished with it. But he had like almost 90% of his points from threes and layups. That's all he was taking. I would like to see him like get into the mid range like a little bit more, but I still want him taking. I think you need to take threes in the league today.
Yeah, for sure.
Um,
But and
the
that's why I was
Warriors
saying it's
changed
like,
it. The Warriors changed it. I don't want to take like there's games where the Celtics take 63s in a game. I don't think you should take like 60, 53s, but like I'm okay with a good like 40 to 45 threes a game and try to go to like the rack of the rim a little bit more. Um,
see, but like my thing is right, and this is why I tell you is like I don't put Tatum in an echelon of scoring is because like there's guys. Tatum is a system scorer, right? Which is there's nothing wrong with that, right? But he scores. He reminds me of, and I'm not saying this is like his success level, but he reminds me of somebody like a Jared Goff who is a system quarterback. But Jared Goff can't. You can't put Jared Goff on a team and Jared Goff be the best player on the offense and that team be good. And I think Tatum is the best player on his team, but I think that if you put him in a situation like in a system where
like
like Luca was on the Mavericks, where Tatum has to have the ball every possession, he has to create the shots for everybody else. I don't think he's as good as that, and that's why I don't think he's one of those scorers that he can go get a shot anywhere. Tatum has to get a shot off pick and rolls. He has to catch it in the post. Like he doesn't because he settles too much because I don't think he's good enough at creating his own shot and getting to the spot that he wants to get to. Yeah,
no, the motherfucker does 90% of his work off the dribble and ISOs too much, if anything. That was our whole problem. Was ISO after
but his ISO leads to a three, even when you have a smaller guard on you.
it leads to a three. It leads to
Because I
like
that's what I'm
he'll
saying is
get to
I
the
don't.
rim off the ISO.
But I'm
He
saying
just doesn't like
it
the
leads
thing
to a
that makes
three because I don't think that he's skilled enough to get to the easier shot.
he can but he gets to the rim all the time on ISOs. But the only thing is he doesn't take like mid range shots off an ISO or um Tatum really doesn't like compared to Luca, like Luca he doesn't lay like the ball up as much or dunk it, like actually finish at the rim. But Luca does a lot of like floaters. He does a lot of like Luca will come off a pick and have the person on his back, and then once the person tries to get in front, just take a step back mid range shot. Like it's just how they get their points are a lot different. Tatum is still like for his like true shooting or field goal percentage um is still up there because of like his 3-point volume and um it's like similar to Ant. Like Ant gets to the rim, Ant takes a lot of threes. Ant doesn't take as many mid ranges as he used to. Um
But
it's because for
That's
him,
because Ant's damn near turning into one of the best 3-point shooters in the league now.
yeah, Ant's Ant turned a fucking new leaf after talking to KD.
Yeah.
Um but it's just like people get their points in different ways. I don't think Tatum is the offensive player that Luka is, but I think you give the ball if you give any like star player, like all NBA second team and like up, or third, not really 13, depending on like
Who it
level
is.
of play. Um, if you give them and tell them to like go put the ball in the basket, like that's your role. I think they can all, and if you give them like a high usage rate, I think they can all do it. I think pretty much. I think a lot of players in the league could average at least 32, given um if they took the amount of shots. Where Luca has him beat is the fact that um he's just a better playmaker than 99% of the league, pretty much. Um, but my thing is when we're talking about like who we think is better, right? I can acknowledge that Luca is the better offensive player for sure. Luca is probably top two when it comes to offense, but he is also bottom two, roughly give or take. Because Cam Thomas is terrible, Reeves is
I was gonna
terrible. There's
say
a lot of terrible
Trey
defenders,
Young. Trey Young's probably the worst defender that I've ever seen in basketball.
but like he's in that group of defenders. So I think that when you're like this, pretty much, right? I'm trying to get my hand straight. When you're like this, that doesn't like even if someone's worse offensively, but they're right here. I don't. I
And I
think
and I
like
and
this
I and I
player.
agree with you, especially being a
That's
Lakers
why
fan.
like I have Wemby and Shea over Tatum because of the fact that they're also plus defenders. Wemby is the best defender in the league, and his offense is coming around and getting better every year. Shea is the best scorer right now. Um,
Do you think he's the best
and
scorer?
yeah, I think he's without a doubt the best scorer. Without a fucking doubt.
What's the gap between him and Luca? Because
It's
Luca
not
just led the
big.
league in scoring, and I'm
It's
not
not
saying and
big.
I'm not saying Shea's not a better scorer, but I watched him score, and I would say, and it's hard for me to like because Shea the Thunder are really good, but I would consider the reason I would consider Luca over Shea is because I feel like since Luca has been in the league, he hasn't had a team as good as the Thunder. So to me, it seems like he has a harder time scoring than somebody like Shea because you got to worry about J-Dub. You got to worry about the shooters that they have when especially like this year was like AJ Mitchell and stuff like that. And that's why I feel like Luca had a better year this year because you had to worry about Reeves, you had to worry about Braun. But I feel like if you and I think they could both average 30 to 35. But I think if you put them in a system where they're the only player and they don't have no help, I think Luca would look like he's the better scorer because I think it would look like it looked like easier to him if that makes sense.
Like I hear you. I just think like
Shea fire
Luca
though.
Shea his efficiency
That's what gets me with
is
Shea.
what
Shea's super efficient.
like he barely fucking misses.
But we fucking watched Lucas score. We watched Lucas score 70. He missed like 6 shots.
Yeah, and I mean yeah, that's like a phenomenal game, but um it's like you can't do like a one off like
Yeah,
just because he has that game. Like Shea's efficiency, like I'm looking at it here. Luca shot 23 field goal attempts a game and 10 free throws, right? So that's 33 shots. Shea shot 28 shots. So Luca shot 5 more shots a game. Um, Shea was under him in scoring by 2. But Shea was 8 percentage points better from the field, better from three, and better from the field. Not 8 percentage points
and
from all.
that's why like but I think when it comes to scoring, I think yeah Shea's a better scorer, but I think like it's not as far off. I think it's them two, and then I do think it's a gap under them when it comes to scoring
Yeah, I think it's a monumental gap for scoring.
after them
Like
two.
yes. And then after that, I would put like um that's where I would have like trying to think.
I'd like to see what Devin Booker would do in an offense like the Celtics offense or like the Thunder's offense where he has, you know, a little bit more help because I think I'm somebody that thinks Devin Booker would is somebody that could average 30 or like 32 given the
He
right system. I just feel like he's so low that he hasn't been given the system to be able to do that. He played with Chris Paul, but even still, that's not like that offense was like I want to see him in one of those like I'd like to see him go playing like that Rick Carlisle Pacers offense where it's fast paced and he's getting so many possessions and he's getting more shots up. You know what I mean?
Yeah, the part of like Devin Booker that's kind of like weird is he's like one of the best mid-range shooters, and he was a really good three-point shooter. But like the last 2 years, he's been terrible at threes. He shot like below 33% both
But I don't.
years.
I'm just not sold on them trying to make him be like the point guard.
Yeah, I don't think he should be the point guard
To me,
either.
that's
I
to me
like,
that's like cheating it. It's cheating his game because he's not. He's never been known to be like like he could facilitate, but he's never
but
been
even
known to be
then,
like the facilitator on the team. So why is Devin Booker facilitating for Jalen Green and Dylan Brooks? Like
but there's like he averaged like 6 assists, but I don't even think he's like in a 6 assist per game like playmaker. He's just doing it because he has to.
that's what I'm saying.
Um, like I'm trying to like look at somebody who would like average less. Um, that like I think's better, like a better playmaker than him. Um, like a Men Thompson average less, Cooper Flag average less. Um, even somebody like Paulo, like I think there's a lot of better playmakers than Devin Booker. He's just doing it because he has to. Um, because they don't have
They literally haven't
a
had a
point
point guard. They
guard.
haven't had a point guard since Chris Paul. They haven't had a point guard since Chris Paul.
Um, but after Luca and Shea, I think it's
A gap.
like kind of like a tier system. Like they're in a tier by themselves, and then like the tier below is where I would have Ant, um, Kawhi,
Katie,
um,
Tatum,
K, KD now, Tatum, Donovan Mitchell,
Brunson,
um, Brunson. Um, I think that's all I would have. Like off top, like looking at it, that's all I would have in that tier of scoring. And then after it's Jaylen Brown, Tyrese Maxey, Booker, throw Wemby in there.
Jokic.
And then I'll throw like Giannis and Jokic in that tier. Um, I just think like which when it comes to scoring, I think you need to have like some sort of like go to off the dribble jump shot to be like one of the best scorers because
And
you can't rely on
Jokic
someone like Giannis.
and Giannis don't have a jump shot in his game.
Like he was super good from mid range like 2, 3 years ago. For like that one season last year, it fell back off, but he was injured the whole year. Um, and it's like it's a meshy, like off the dribble kind of like jump shot. Um,
So I want to give you draft picks, right? And I want you to give me their on their high end their player comp and then the realistically like their player comp.
do you want me to be like so? Like
So like if I
I
give you the
say like
Banter,
this, if I say like their ceiling and say something like some shit you never heard of before, like great, like they would be the greatest of all time. Like
no, I'm talking about comparing like a player like at their best.
okay,
So like if I give you like and I'm not saying this is your comparison, right? But if I say DeBancer, right, and you would say at DeBancer's peak, you would see him being like somebody as good as like Tracy McGrady was, and then realistically, you would have him at like Kate Cunningham. I'm just giving you an example of. I'm not saying that's the comparison, but that's what I'm saying. Like, so I'm gonna give you. So I'm gonna start off with DeBancer. I'm gonna give you DeBancer. So what would you think his like at his peak? What would he be?
I think he will be a bigger, more athletic, but severely less shifty. Like he plays a similar game to Shea, where it's a lot of mid range. That's where they work. Neither were like great shooters necessarily. Shea has like some years where he shot really high percentage from three, but it's on super low volume. Um, but I think they like he's a bigger, more athletic Shea, but he's definitely not as near as like the ball handler, the like the twitchiness, the like agility that Shea has. It's a mix between like Jaylen Brown and Shea.
And then realistically, so we'll just go off comp. So you got comp AJ DeBancer, Jalen Brown and Shea. All right. So then Darren Peterson.
I think it's closer to like a Devin Booker,
That was my comp is
maybe,
Devin Booker.
maybe like a little bit less athletic Anthony Edwards.
Okay.
Um, Definitely not athletic as Anthony Edwards, but
I had
like
Devin Booker. I
shooting.
think Devin Booker's a good comp. Boozer. For me, I have Boozer on the end of like Pascal Siakam.
But I think like Cam Boozer's more bruiser, and he's a way better rebounder. I think
I mean,
Boozer.
people forget Pascal when he was the guy on the Raptors. Pascal was damn near average. Like for a span, was averaging almost like a triple double. He was a 20 like 9 and 8 guy when he was like the guy with the Raptors at on a span. So that's why I said that because I think Boozer's not somebody that's going to be your best player, but I think Boozer, the way I think Pascal is like they're a guy that you can plug into any system, and they're there when you need them all the time. Like you rarely see Pascal be in a system and then like he's not there when you need him. Like the Pacers, Hallie's your guy, but Pascal was there every time when you needed him. Same thing with the Raptors. Pascal was there every time when you need him. That's what I kind of see Boozer as a guy who does everything, but he's not good. He's going to be your number two.
Yeah, I just think he's like a better like forward and rebounder. I would compare him to like a not as big, less like clunky and um kind of similar to like Minnesota Kevin Love.
I like that one. But not as good as a
Um
shooter or the same shooter.
I think he can be like the same shooter, like pick and pops. He's not going to do it like off the dribble,
Because Kevin
but
Love was shoot. Because Kevin Love was shooting that bitch.
yeah,
Kevin Love was shooting
I
that
think
bitch.
Cam Boozer can get there. He's already like a pretty good shooter. Um, but I think like he's someone who it doesn't have like the height, but he's like a bruiser. He's going to be stronger than like most of the league.
Yeah.
Um, and I think he can go get a team like if he when he plays next to in Memphis, he can give you 11 rebounds a game. Like give you 18, 11, and 5. It'd be harder because he's next to Zach Edey. So, but if Zach Edey plays,
All
but
right.
yeah,
I'm gonna give you Caleb Wilson, and you know Caleb Wilson is somebody that I'm super high on.
Caleb Wilson. Um, if I'm doing like basically pretty much I've been kind of doing active. I guess not besides like Kevin Love. Um, he has like really high potential. I think it's similar to like I want to say like Minnesota KG. If he puts on weight, I could like that's like part of the thing. Like I can see a world like very low chance, But I could see a world where he puts on weights, he can already handle the ball, where he's able to grab the rebound, go coast to coast, and dunk the ball like Giannis. We saw him do it in
Yeah.
college. Um, but I see like a world where all these like pretty much like they all have like a certain amount of upside.
Keaton Wagler.
I'm not on high as Keaton Wagler. I think he'll be a good like role player. Maybe something like I'm just looking. He can shoot.
I have him come
Off
to
the
like
wall.
Norman. I have him come to like Norman Powell. Now, Norman Powell now.
Yeah, I don't think that's bad.
Norman Powell now, maybe on the high end, better Tyler Hero.
Yeah, I think they were. I kind of like Norman Powell. He just like he doesn't have like the ball handling skills like you want from like a guard yet, but that doesn't mean he can't get there. Um, I can see him doing what like someone like Nikhil Alexander Walker did this year,
Mm.
like a shooter mainly. Think he'll be a great shooter, like 40% probably, but I don't know if he'll like get to the rim as much as you want, like a star guard too. Maybe like a little bit better playmaking, Nikhil Alexander Walker. That
What
just the season he just had.
what about Acuff? Acuff looks like to me Marquette Dwayne Wade. That's what Acuff looking like to me. Obviously, it's not the comp that I'm gonna make, but I like Acuff a lot. I just think his career is ruined in Sacramento. I think Sacramento's probably the worst. Sacramento's right there on par with the Browns. You got
I'm
the
not as I'm
you
not
got
as
the
down as,
Browns, you got Sacramento, and you got the A's.
but I'm not as down as like when I look at Sacramento, I'm like, damn, they suck. But I think like I would rather go to Sacramento than the fucking Nets.
Not why. The Nets have better players than Sacramento. The
They
Sacramento
do,
Sacramento tried Hallie. They had Hallie traded him. Traded Fox. Traded Sabonis. Or no, they have Sabonis. I take that back. Not Sabonis. They had Boogie. Got rid of Boogie. That's what I meant.
but those are like
They don't keep
moves. I
anybody
think
good that they have though.
that's because they can't like draft good like twice in a row.
What do you mean?
Like
They
they
the Nets have the Kings have had Chris Webber, DeMarcus Cousins, Tyrese Halliburton,
Yeah,
De'Aaron
and when they
Fox,
had
Kevin
Chris
Martin,
Webber, they
and
were
they've been
good.
shit. And they've been shit. All the shit. Shit. They're the worst
They were
franchises.
good with
Shit.
Chris Webber. They were up 3-2 on the Shaq and Kobe Lakers
And
before
what
Game
happened?
Six
And what happened?
was Game 6 was one of the most rigged games in NBA history.
And that's the
The
and that's the last time they were good though. That's what I'm saying. The Kings are the worst franchise in NBA history because they've had these players and they've never been good.
Yeah, but then like there's teams like the Hornets have worse players. Like the Hornets have never had a good
The
player.
Hornets have damn near been a team for like 3 days. They've been they're
The Hornets best player of all time is like Kemba
Kemba.
Walker.
What you talking about? It's Al Jefferson, fool. What you talking about? That Al
Like
Jefferson?
like the, it's
It's
like
Al
at least like the Kings were good for like a little bit
when they had Vlade Divac.
when they had like Chris Webber, Mike Bibby, um, and they were up 3-2 on the Lakers before the most rigged game in NBA history occurred, where the ref literally got arrested by the FBI and said that the game was rigged.
I didn't mean yeah. I didn't mean they traded Sabonis. I meant they got rid of Boogie. Sabonis is Sabonis. I mean,
But like
I don't.
they needed to get rid of Boogie. They were ash with Boogie. Like
And then they've been
um,
ass since
they had Fox and Halliburton. Now, like looking back on hindsight, they should have kept Halliburton,
and traded Fox.
but Fox was better at the time. And then
Hallie went to the Pacers and was automatically good.
yeah, but like just on their team, like Fox was the guy already.
Yeah, but I'm saying Hallie went to the Pacers. As soon as they traded Hallie, he went to the Pacers and it was immediate impact.
Yeah, and then they played with Fox. They got Sabonis. They went to the
And then
playoff.
how many finals did Fox get the Kings to?
None, but like,
And Hallie got the Pacers to
Fo-
the finals.
yeah, Hallie's
And
better than
and some
Fox
might say
looking
they would
back.
some might would have say they won if he ain't tear shit.
Maybe it was a close game, and he, he before that before he tore his Achilles, he hit three threes in a row, back to back to back.
All right, so then I'm gonna go. So who's your comparison for Acuff?
Acuff, like an offensive, like Jamal Murray, Kyrie.
I have kind of not like a less athletic Donovan Mitchell just because like of the size.
Yeah, but I think he's like bulkier, like a little bit. Like I think like Jamal Murray is a good one.
What about Michael Brown, the guy who you thought the Nets should have taken over Acuff or taken Acuff over?
I think they're both gonna be good. I see Michael Brown being like, I don't know, look. Um, trying to think. I don't really know. He's bigger. He's longer. Um, he can. He's not. He wasn't like as good of a scorer like the whole season, but he showed like
Flashes.
flashes where he was like he has like a 40. He had what like a 46-point game or something like that. Um, trying to think. Maybe like. Mm, his is hard. Shit.
We'll come back to that one because you
I'm
you
gonna put
you
him like the same thing, like a taller Jamal Murray, but not as good of a scorer. Like a lesser Jamal Murray, but taller.
All right, I'm gonna do a little. I want you to rank 1 through 6 these offseason moves, all time offseason moves for the NBA.
Okie dokie artichoke.
All right, Kyrie leaves Cleveland.
Based off like what am I ranking it off of though? Like
Like
uh
the like the it being like big news, big time move. Like the
oh, I'll put that like honestly like a 5.
okay, Kawhi and PG team up
That was bigger. That was like a yeah. I'll go 3.
because that's what they traded Shea for.
Yeah,
You go 3. All right.
because that was right after Kawhi won the championship.
Shaq gets a mega deal for the Lakers.
Uh, I mean, I'm gonna just put it at 4. I know Shaq was better, but I wasn't even alive to like see it.
The Jaylen Brown trade.
I mean, obviously I'm a Celtics fan, but I have to put it at 2. But that would be like 6.
Okay, so you got 2 spots left. KD to the Warriors.
Oh wait, I got. Oh wait, no. So I left 6 open
Yeah, you have 6 open.
before.
So
Yeah. So that goes 6.
1 and 2 are still open.
Yeah.
KD to the Warriors.
I'm gonna go 2.
Braun to Miami.
That's one.
Yeah, that's one.
That's what
I
I was.
actually,
That's the one I was holding out for.
yeah. I should have gave you some. I should have gave you some bullshit. I should have gave you like Jalen Brunson traded to the Knicks or some shit, or Jalen Brunson to the Knicks,
Yeah.
or Clay going to the Mavs.
Yeah. Clay going to the Mavs is just whatever. I mean, he was. Clay's
I
just
want.
funky now.
I just want to get back on a little bit of your LeBron. How much value do you think LeBron brings, like, to a team right now? Like, how much value do you think he brings?
Um, I think he's still valuable. I like I would have a conversation with Bron and be like, listen up, like we don't want you trying to score at all, really. Like you can get your 14 points, 15 points. We want your playmaking. We want your like overall, like we want
You're
you to be
right.
well rounded. I don't want you to like be trying so hard to get numbers and points, rebounds, assists to where like the last like 4 years, Braun's defense has just been like slowly over time.
He's old, bruh.
He is old. That's why we need him to like not do as much, but be more like have more energy on defense.
He can't run up and down the
Like
court with them young guns no more, bruh.
all them fast break transitions, like just grab the rebound and throw it down there. Like don't even run. Like
But you know, Bron go get out in transition.
if Braun's contesting the shot at the three or gets the steal and he's at like the three, go ahead. But Braun, if I see you going from baseline to baseline at 42 on my team, Braun, I'm throwing some fucking what are they? What is those little necklace beads out in the fucking court shoes as fall over?
Okay, how much time do you think he has left? You think he is 1 or 2 years left? I think
I think
whatever.
this is his last
I
one.
think this is his last year. I don't. I mean, I obviously it's no secret that I think LeBron's the best of all time. Um, I personally think that if he goes into a contender and they even like go on a deep playoff run, there's nothing left for him. There's really nothing left for him to prove now. There hasn't been nothing left for him to prove for
No, he doesn't need to
3 seasons.
I would say there's nothing left for him to prove after honestly,
Really after he broke the. I mean, the last thing he had left to prove was breaking the scoring record, and he's done that.
yeah, if yeah, that was like a big milestone. But I would say like he didn't even have to prove anything like before that.
No,
Um, you can say the Lakers chip like added to his boat. Honestly, I feel like it was um 2016 when he came back 3-1. That was like when
well,
Braun like
see, I say that, but then like 20,
got got
28.
got fucking raised like Shimba. That's when Braun
So I say that,
rose.
and then 2018, Braun was to me is the best basketball player that I've ever seen.
Yeah, but I don't think he had to like prove that. Like Braun
No,
was because even if 2018 in the playoffs, Braun was the best, but like his probably his best overall season is when he almost won DPOY with Miami.
when he should have won D-Boy.
Yeah, when Marcus Gasol won it, and Marcus Gasol wasn't even first team all defense. That doesn't even make sense.
What franchises do you think retire his jersey? I think all. I think all three: Lakers, Heat, and Cavs. I think all retire 23, or Heat gonna retire 6. But
Yeah,
he
Cavs,
has
Heat,
he has a
Lakers for
championship. He has a
sure.
championship with each one. Like even both his stints with Cleveland were two different good careers. He won championships in Miami, won championships with the Lakers. Like I mean, it'd be hard for you not to retire each. I think Cleveland gives him a statue eventually, though.
I think all three might give him a
We
statue.
don't. There's too many statues outside of Staples or Crypto. We don't need another statue out there.
They're gonna put something there.
We about to get a
They're gonna
Lucas. We about to get a Lucas statue.
they're gonna put a fucking statue there.
They probably will put a statue there. It needs to be when he. It needs to be when he broke the record, though. Like the shot when he broke the record.
Yeah, it'll
That's what it
probably be
needs to
like,
be.
but it'll look too much like the Kobe one. I feel like
No, the
because
Kobe
isn't
one.
Kobe like
No, Kobe's not a. Kobe's like this. Look it up on your computer. He's like this.
it? Isn't there one at the Lakers? I haven't been there in a minute,
Shaq
but
is Shaq is dunking.
I know Shaq is like Duncan. Isn't there one somebody like fading away though?
It's not Kobe.
Let me see.
Has his finger in there.
Oh yeah, he has his finger in the air. Uh,
It might be like Elgin Baylor or some shit like that.
I could have sworn there's somebody like fading away. There's the Kareem skyhook. There's what the fuck? Oh, that's God damn. That don't look like fucking magic. There's fucking magic. Maybe there's not fading away.
So
Maybe
you
I'm
got to get
tweaking.
so you got to get LeBron's. And then in Cleveland, the statue has to be the block. It has to be the block.
Yeah, it has to be the block.
And then the Heat, the statue for the Heat, it has to be the alley from D Wade. It has to be. That's like the most iconic.
Yeah,
That's like a top five, one of the most iconic plays in basketball, regular basketball, because that play is shown everywhere. People still try to mimic that alley oop and shit now. Like, and people do it.
the
NFL
crazy part is
celebrations
it
doing that.
wasn't even an alley oop.
No, it's not. It wasn't an alley oop. It was
It was like a bounce pass.
yeah, it was a bounce pass. But that's like when D Wade underneath and then LeBron just rise it. Like that's one of the most iconic plays ever.
But I don't know. If I'm Braun, I don't want whoever's building fucking statues in Miami because shit. D
Oh yeah,
Wade's
D
fucking
Wade's is
statue.
shit.
I don't know what the hell they did with D Wade's statue.
They should have put D Wade and his kids on there with him. They should have put D Wade and his kids on there.
I'm pretty sure D Zaire, like the normal one, I think his name is
That's why
the one
LeBron.
that.
That's why LeBron's the goat. Because Magic Kid is I ain't even got no words, bro. He's 6'9", ball headed, and I mean we can't get canceled for the rest of it. So
But like even
and
like
and then D
D
Wade's
Wade's
kid's
like
off the
kid who
wall.
almost made the league. D Wade's kid who almost made the league. I think his name's like Zaire. He just got like arrested or
I was
something.
gonna say Zaire just got arrested. LeBron's or not LeBron. Jordan's son is a gambling and alcoholic. Curry's kids are like 12, like 9 years
And
old.
Curry's kids don't even know how to wipe their ass yet.
It might is right now it's LeBron until Deuce get into the league.
I If I was an NBA player, I would pick KD's life, bro. All KD does is just hoop, bro. No kids, bro. Just all he does is fucking hoop, bro.
Well, they say that Lana Rose is kid is KD's or Blake Griffin's.
I have no fucking idea, bro.
You never heard
Did
about
she
that? You never?
dated Blake Griffin, right? Pretty sure.
Yeah, the kid looked like Blake Griffin, bro.
Yeah, it's probably Blake Griffin age, bro.
I'm pretty sure Blake Griffin also dated Kim Kardashian.
I think it was like Chloe.
Oh, maybe it was Chloe.
Chloe. I think it's Chloe, the one who'd be going from NBA player to NBA player.
Yeah,
Cause
Tristan
she
Thompson. But
also dated
what's crazy is what's
Tristan
crazy is
Thompson,
his
Devin
cats.
Booker, Ben Simmons.
Which no, that's Kylie, bro. That's Kylie
No,
Jenner. No,
Kylie
that's Kendall
dated
Jenner.
Travis.
That's Kendall Jenner that does the NBA players.
I don't fucking know anymore, bro.
Chloe's the one who dated Tristan Thompson, right? And then what's crazy is Carl Anthony Towns' girl was
Is
friends
the
with
girl.
Kylie. Yeah. I just learned that not too long ago, bro.
Yeah, I don't even know what the fuck be going on with them, bro. The
Before we,
Kardashians, the Jenners, bro. I don't fucking know, bro.
I mean, anybody who's really around Kim Kardashian is really just ends up on the other side of the wall. Bruce Jenner, he ended up on the other side of the wall.
He's like the only one, bro. He's
Kanye,
literally the only
Kanye,
one.
Kanye ended up crazy, bro.
Yeah, Kanye did end up crazy, bro.
Lamar Odom did crack.
Yeah, but Lamar Odom was borderline insane before, bro. He was doing like cocaine in the league, bro.
Lamar, whatever happened to what is it? What is a I don't even know Chris Humphreys or some shit like that. The other dude she did that played for the Nets.
Yeah, he was shit, bro.
Yeah, he was awful. Pete Davidson, what happened to Pete Davidson?
Pete Davidson's still kicking around.
Ray J? She gave Ray J a heart condition and then he got knocked out.
Yeah, the motherfucker said he was gonna die in 4 months, and then he goes to boxing and gets knocked out.
You see
What
he
type of
just
shit?
yeah. I don't understand. I mean, Lewis Hamilton next. Lewis Hamilton, something's gonna happen to him next. Something's gonna happen to him next too. He's gonna end up being gay or something. You guys, if I was him, I would just stay away from. If I was a celebrity, I would just stay away from that family.
Yeah, I don't trust them, bro. I don't trust no celebrities, bro. Not a single one, bro. Not a single fucking
You
one, bro.
trust Jason Tatum, bro?
No, I fucking don't, bro. I don't know what he's doing behind the fucking scenes, bro.
He dating LMA, bro. He
I
fine.
don't date nobody. I don't. I don't trust nobody who ever been to any of them fucking Diddy parties, bro. All white parties, bro.
I was gonna say Tatum was just at the white party,
But like all NBA players, bro. I don't even understand how motherfuckers
bro.
like. There
Hold
was a
on.
picture
And we
of Grant Williams there, bro.
this is
Who
the
the
NBA.
fuck is inviting Grant Williams, bro?
This is the NBA episode. DeMar Hamlin be everywhere after he almost died.
Uh, that's what he's most popular for, bro. He's not even that good of an NFL player, bro.
And I did see that. Why the hell was Grant Williams at the white party, bro?
Like Grant Williams, Trey Murphy, like what, bro? That's just random.
Miles McBride was there, bro.
Like I don't even get it. How do you just? I don't. They just got to show up, I guess. They just show up. There's no way. Who hosts it? Like Michael Rubin. I don't even know what he does. But
And then
there's
I seen a
no
thing they
way
said
he's inviting Grant Williams.
Toby Maguire was seen kissing
Ice
Ice
Spice.
Spice. He the
What
goat
the
spider.
hell, bro?
He the goat Spider Man, bro. He the goat Spider Man, bro.
Right? He like 40, 50
Yeah, but wasn't she dating Sauce Gardner?
for a little bit.
And then Glorilla was. I think she's still dating Brandon Ingram.
Yeah. And then fucking Clay Thompson cheated on Megan Thee Stallion.
Yeah, he said she
Oh,
was too. He said she was too ghetto.
good lord, bro. Good fucking lord, bro.
But the last thing I want to do is I want to talk about. Give me your top 10 players. At the end of the league, the way the league this year ended, your top 10 players.
Top 10 players.
So I'll give you mine. I got Wemby at 1, Shea at 2, Jokic 3, Luka 4. I got Ant 5. I would have Brunson 6, Tatum 7.
Based off like the year, I wouldn't have Tatum up there.
I just based off the year because Tatum came back and was good. So I can only imagine that he'd be in that echelon fully healthy. And then I
Well,
would
like
have
fully healthy. If I'm playing my top 10 fully healthy and how the league ended, like those are two completely different lists.
no, because I mean Tatum was looked healthy until the end of the
Like
year.
for example, you had Luca what 4 or 3,
Yeah,
and Jokic 4 or 3. Um,
I had
based off
Jokic
how the
3.
year ended, Luca was injured. Jokic, I don't know what the hell happened in the playoffs. Rudy had that motherfucking clash. But like I would have like Brunson over both of them just because of he won the championship and the playoff run, and Luca was injured.
Nigga, let me finish my list. I got Kate at 8. 9, I
All
would
right,
probably have 9. I would have JB,
all right.
and then 10. I mean, I could really go anywhere from like I don't know, Sangoon. No, I'm just kidding. No, I'm just
Can't
kidding.
do shit, bro.
Nah, 10. I mean, I could. I mean, I would really go anywhere from like shit. You can put Donovan Mitchell at 10. I mean, I'd probably go Donovan Mitchell. Kawhi. I'd actually go Kawhi.
Fucking claw, bro.
Yeah, I was gonna say I'd probably go Kawhi, but that's probably be my 10. And then this is my list, like off the end of the year, going into next year. That's how my top 10 would look going into next year.
So going into next year, um, I'm gonna just do like based off this season, like how the season ended. Who are the 10 best players this season? Um, One based off this season, I'm gonna still go Shea. He won MVP. Two Wemby.
Wemby just beat the braids off of Shea's head. So
He did beat the Braves off of Shea. And if I was going like best, like who I think will be the best next year, I'd put Wemby 1. But just based, I'm just going off of like how this season was Shea 1, Wemby 2. Um, I'm gonna put Brunson 3. He just won the chip. Had a good year the whole year. 4. Um, that's when I'll go. 4, 5 is Jokic and Luca. 6, I'll go Cade, first team All NBA. Um, 7, I'll go Kawhi. I think Kawhi was good. 8, I'll go Ant. 9, I will go. Am I forgetting somebody?
Giannis.
Giannis. But he played like 30 games this year, bro.
Yeah, I didn't put Giannis in my list either. Healthy
I
Giannis
feel
would
like
be healthy Giannis would be 3 for me, but he didn't play. So
then I'll go like 9, Jaylen Brown. 10, um, go like I don't know, 10. This year was funky. It was weird. Um, I'll just throw Donovan Mitchell in there, but it could be Maxey, it could be Kevin Durant. Um, even somebody like Denny. Denny was good this year. Let me see here. Yeah. Going into next year, Wemby, Shea. I think I already told you my list. Wemby, Shea, Tatum.
oh lord,
Uh, who might I throw for? Like
oh lord.
Caden, Caden Ant, Jokic, Luca. That's what 7, 8. Uh, throw Kawhi steady, and then Cooper Flag, bro. Cooper Flag, bro.
My bad. I like that. All right,
Just
that
based off all around complete game, offense, defense, off ball, on ball. That's the fucking 10 right there. Go next year. That's my prediction next year.
all right. Thank you. This is concludes the episode for the fourth quarter podcast. Again, with your host Kobe and Thomas. Thank you guys for tuning in. We'll be giving you more. Peace.